Flosstube. I haven't done this in a long time, and there's a lot to update on, and I have a very short time to do this with my family not here, so we'll see how this goes. My name is Bonnie Claire. I have a YouTube channel that I sometimes visit called Stitch Lit by Claire. I think that's what it's called. Pretty sure I haven't changed it. But anyway, I haven't cross-stitched in a very, very long time. Sorry, I just wobbled this camera. Because we've been so busy in life. We moved in March. We didn't move far, only about an hour from my old house. But it's just been a lot to move, pack, unpack, get kids in school, all that. So I haven't really cross-stitched much. Part of the problem is I haven't organized my craft stuff at all, so I don't know where anything is. But that's been kind of fun because I will look for something and then it's like shopping all over again. Like, oh, I didn't remember I had this. And so it's been kind of exciting and very disorganized. I don't know what I'm saying. I feel like I just haven't done this in forever and don't really know what to do. So why don't we just talk about the cross stitch? So didn't do much until Mania. Then there's something about Mania, Stitch Mania, which I know has changed a lot over the years, but it just makes me like, yes, I want to stitch again. May. I can count on May. It's gonna be May. So, but I was working on it. Okay, and the way that I'm doing this is I just have all the cross stitch stuff in my lap because I found a corner that's well lit in the house. That's how this is. Okay, so there's one thing I was working on before Mania, and maybe two things because I forgot about one. So what I'm doing is I'm just gonna keep it in the bag. I'll read it to you. This is Heart in Hand. I love you to the moon and back and more than all the stars in the sky. I did a very similar one called like How Wonderful Life Is Now You're in the World. Probably isn't called that, but that's what it says for my baby's room. And now my baby is 2 and he loves the moon and stars, and so I had remembered seeing this by Heart in Hand. Did I already say that? And thinking that I wanted to stitch it because he likes it now. I have this huge piece from XG Designs linen, which I can't give you lots of details on. I can't smell. I love smelling her linen, so that's kind of weird. This is how much I've done. I'm kind of starting from the back, the end, and working back. I might change the words a little. There's a song by Taylor Swift that says I love you to the moon and to Saturn, and I just thought that was always clever and cute. So I might, instead of saying and back, say and to Saturn. If I can find a way to make that fit, I don't know. So I've kind of halted while I think about those plans. And I don't remember what all else I say about stuff when I stitch. It'll come back. I'm just really trying to get one out there because it's very rare for me to be home alone without a little 2-year-old playing with his trains or his cars. Okay, and then another one I think I started. It'd be kind of funny if I pulled this out and it actually wasn't started. It is some birds from Satsuma Street. She calls them springamajigs. And I'll show you how much I've done. I just got the kits. So this is the wing from one bird. I really honestly don't know. But that looks like it has a planet on it, doesn't it? Saturn. And a little on the other because I just was using the color. And that's why I did that. This feels very dull and boring to me, but you know, I have some friends out there who I like to check in with via Flosstube. So this is for you. I actually am back on Instagram just for cross stitch. We'll see how it goes. It's all because of the Stitch Mania madness. Okay, so next is just what I've done on Mania so far. Let's see, today's May 6th, 7th. I think today's the 7th. So I've done 6 so far because I haven't stitched today. So I'll just show you. The first 5 were all Barbara Anna. Maybe I forgot one, I don't know. These are all from the kits by Nitka Moscow. Nitka Designs from Russia. Coming in these tubes. This one I think is called Tree of Magic. So everything, linen, everything, it's from the kit. I keep forgetting where to look too. So Tree of Magic. That one. I think that was the first piece. After moving, I was like, I can pick up a kit, everything's together. So I stitched for a couple hours that night and realized I had completely done it wrong. Miscounting and all that good stuff. So I had to undo it. And so on the Mania day, I just fixed everything. So maybe that's why I haven't stitched in a while. I pick it up and I can't remember how. And then let's see, this one. Oh, I didn't actually work on this one. I'll show it to you. I just grabbed my tubes from Barbara Anna. This is the 4 Seasons, girls. I didn't work on this, so this isn't part of Mania. Maybe I'll work on it this month and make it part of Mania. How'd that get in there? Okay. So that was a false alarm. So I probably don't have one that I actually did work on. This one looks like, okay, this one came with 2 and I pulled out the one that I didn't start. So this is the one that is mushrooms and moths, and they're 2 separate designs. So I started the mushrooms. That's the very top of a toadstool. I don't have a totally finished picture to show you. Here's what the moths one looks like a little bit, and the mushrooms. So that's what that is. I guess I can tell you a little bit. I can't remember in my last video if I told you I started teaching at a Montessori school, toddlers. So before that it was in elderly care, so I jumped from really old to really young. And I loved that job and was sad that we moved far enough away that I couldn't do that commute. So I don't know, maybe I'll go back to that because I feel like I sort of found a good fit for me. And maybe it's because I'm kind of still like a little kid myself. This one I did do on for Stitch Mania. I stitched that cat, the little orange cat. I think this was called the Tree of Christmas or something. My Stitch Mania, I should say, is mostly a whip mania. I have started 2 new things already this week, but mostly it's just working on the whips. Sorry, I bumped that because I have so many, and I just, with the disarray of all my crafts and things, I'm like, if I just finish stuff, it'll be easier to organize because I won't have to keep track of everything. Oh, and then this one I didn't work on too long because I just did not want to do all that white. Wasn't in the mood. This is called Miss Scissors by Barbara Anna. Okay, so that's the end of the Barbara Anna parade. That was the start of my Stitch Mania. Just shoving things in. Oh no. Okay, it does fit. And then lastly, What did I do yesterday? I took pictures, so it's on the Instagram. Oh, my Instagram's called Stitchlit. And I feel like I started the day working on something else. And then I changed it. Because it was the coronation day. And this came in the mail. It's called Royal Coronation by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. It's a kit I had ordered and forgot that I ordered. I haven't been buying a lot of craft supplies because I haven't been doing it too much right now. But I thought like, oh, this is a pretty significant historic event. I think I'd like to stitch something for that. So I had ordered that, and then it came in the mail yesterday. So I was like, okay, I'll stitch it. And then as for remaining mania plans, I am going to try to stitch every day. I haven't done that in a very long time. And I'm going to try to find where my favorite charts are that I'm really excited to work on. No offense to the others, but yeah, I don't know. You just got to go with what's feeling fun. And it's been hard to really be into stitching right now, I think, because there's just so much else going on. So anyway, I'm hoping, I don't know when I'm going to do this again. You know, it's very sporadic, obviously. Hello to all my friends. Thank you for sticking around. I do enjoy interacting on the chats, and I actually feel like now that I'm back at Instagram and stuff, I just feel like I genuinely missed some people, even though we've only had an internet relationship. But, you know, there's emotions there too. So, yes, friendship can happen on the internet. And it has. And that's not what I was going to say. I was going to talk about mania plans, I think. So I have a bag where I know I stuck a lot of my favorites that I had been working on before. So I think I'm going to pull that out and just pick one to work on each day. And I'll try to do another video soonish to show you what I've been working on. I'm guessing the next video probably won't be till July. That's the next time I know that I'll for sure have some time home alone. So we shall see. But maybe I can squeeze in another one before then. Okay, well, thanks for hanging out with me, even though I'm not here too often. But I really do enjoy the people I've met and befriend through this. So I hope everybody's doing well and is happy and healthy, and that life is feeling hopeful and peaceful and good right now. Not bad. Okay, that's it for all my stuff. Goodbye.